Mr.Atkin. I've been teaching for 16 years here in Dallas School District. I've been teaching at New Tech for 2 years. I love art. I create art, all types of art, in terms of like painting to airbrush, to silk screening, to writing, to poetry. Not just visual arts, but all types of art, digital, cartoon, graphic, design. So I do a lot of it.
And my name is Eduardo, and we are the Asians.
I've been in the arts ever since I was born, I have to say. Theater, music, anything in the arts has always been a big thing with my family, and so it's just been a part of me.
Yeah. And for me, I actually started really being in art class in my 9th grade year, but other than that, you know, my father and my mother would always say that I would act and, you know, be someone, a little small character other than me.
Hey, my name is Tanya. I draw and I paint, and I've been drawing since I was around 4 or 5. And then, well, I mean, painting for me is mostly just expressing, you know, what I feel or what I've been feeling that day or that week, or maybe something like a different movement or something for me. Inspirations. I've been inspired by a couple different artists, but it really didn't get me into art. But Frida Kahlo is one of my favorite, you can tell. And mostly she inspires me to do much flowers, meaning, you know, all that stuff. And later on in art, maybe I can do some architecture or something. I've been drawing I started drawing really into it around like 7th grade, so it's been a couple years, and hopefully I just get better and better.
Hi, I'm Amber Jackson. I am the Web Technologies Facilitator here at A.MaceoSmithNewTechHighSchool. I've been here for 4 school years, and I am so excited about arts and technology in the classroom. One of the things people really don't remember, or it's often overlooked, is the fact that art, be it the principles of design and colors and all types of design principles, are used in technology.
What I've noticed most the students enjoy doing is making logos. Logo is an easy way to conceptualize an idea, to convey a thought. And we see logos everywhere, whether it's our cell phones, our iPads, apps on our phones. So kids like to be a part of that creative process of creating something that's visual and that has some substance behind it.
As a facilitator and an instructor, it's exciting for all of us when we are able to create, we tell our stories through art, and we have a good time down here.
I'm Jimerson, and I have been creating code making websites in my class. Basically a website telling things that goes on in the school and about myself. What inspires me is just expanding the knowledge of everyone else around me. I feel like coding and creating this website can not only show everyone the impact of what we're learning here, but can also encourage them to try to get out and, you know, get involved with these type of things. Change people's perception of technology, not only just coding, but their perception of anything. I hope everyone can get in the mind frame to where they can just expand and make things bigger than they are and only improve what we have while creating new things as we go along.
Hi, my name is Alex Spencer. What inspired me to be a poet? The thing that inspired me the most to be a poet was the fact that I really wasn't good at anything, and so poetry was just kind of a way for me to express who I was and to honestly be good at something. I hated poetry and writing whenever I was in like 3rd grade, and then as soon as I hit 4th, 5th, and 6th grade, my teacher, Miss Clinton, she she inspired me to start writing and to memorize poetry. She's really the one that sparked piqued rather, my interest in poetry and made me love it so much. What do I expect from my poetry? I would expect, or I would hope rather, that people look at my poetry and see that they can do the same thing. That poetry is for anyone and everyone, simply because it doesn't have any barriers. A poem doesn't necessarily have to rhyme. It doesn't have to be a whole paragraph. A poem can be 3 words, you know? And so what I want people to take away from poetry is the fact that you can manipulate it however you want to express whatever you want. The advice I would give to upcoming poets would be to just, before you start critiquing yourselves and trying to edit out whatever you're writing, just write. It's so much easier to just write out your thoughts and ideas that you think might be good or even may not be good, and then edit later. That way you don't put yourself in a box, and you don't put yourself in a box and kind of make yourself be closed-minded. Hi, my name is Alex Spencer, and this is my poem, Present Tense. Gleaming eyes and sunburning skies, color-filled pavements, and melted pastels liquefied the rivers. I saw it.
Hey, my name is Tony Briones, and I'm a music artist, and I go by the name of Emiliano. Emiliano came from a name that my mother was going to name me. Originally, she was going to name me Tupac Emiliano Briones, so I decided to stick with Emiliano. I took that part and used it as like an alter ego of who I could have been if that was my name, because maybe I would have been someone different. And first question, who or what inspired you to become interested in art? I've always loved music, and back when I was younger, like elementary days, I've always loved writing, and I was able to see that in like writing tests in school. I would always ace the test, get perfect scores on the writing portions. When I'd be asked to write a story, much of my stories would be like 5 to 10 pages, front and back. And a lot of teachers realized that, and they saw that I obviously had a talent in writing, and they often reminded me of that. And starting around 7th grade is where I actually became interested in writing music. It started off with just writing rhymes, and that just kind of leveled up to music. I would rip beats off YouTube, just free beats, and play around with them. And I released my first song at the age of 13, and I gained a few hundred views within the first month. And things that led me to that point were probably the most hardest times of my life, when I was losing friends. I had a friend who was 14, he got murdered, and then another friend, she got in a car accident and passed away. And that just kind of led me to just write my emotions, because I didn't know where I would end up, because I felt like a lot of times people around me that I was close with would end up passing away at a young age, and being in that state of mind, I didn't know if I'd be next. So I decided to release all my emotions in music, because how I looked at it, no one really paid attention to what I had to say, and I knew if I put it out there in a way that people want to hear it, then maybe they'll listen. Question 2, what's your goal, and what do you want to achieve with your art? I feel like at first I have to be a bit selfish, because I started out doing this for myself. So at the end of the day, I'm doing this for me, but at the same time, I like to use it to bring income in, something to live off of in music. And eventually I want to expand to, let's say, spoken word, just simple poetry. And I want to use it to help better myself and those around me, my family, be able to provide through that. Not just music, just interest in life. Question 3, how long have you been into art? Music specifically, like I said, I started at the age of 13. And that's when I first did my first song and recorded it. But writing itself, as long as I can remember, it's always been around, and it's something I did. Question 4, do you want a future in art? Definitely. I definitely want a future in art, and not just music. I want to take the barrier off and just experiment with everything, because interests grow, and I want to just experiment and see what I can do with it. Last question, what do you usually show or express in your artwork? Something I express in my artwork is just pure emotion. Pure emotion is, that's how I feel like if you're not gonna put your emotion into it, you shouldn't be doing it. But that's my way of expressing it, because growing up I couldn't really express myself because my environment didn't allow me to. So I would just keep it to myself, put in words, and after I started flowing with music, that's when I decided, this is the way I want to express myself. That was my outlet in life.
Putting a smile on the people around me is what I put above it all. Word that makes me a better person. I'm just trying to make a living through my knowledge and my way of words.